saw it late last night while I was like wrapping it up after the World Baseball Classic game where America almost came back, but fell just short 8-6. The American Conference, they tweeted last night, congratulations to the American Conference Coach of the Year, Brian Hodgson, winning that yesterday. So that was very cool.
Oh, they were winning awards all over the place. Isaiah Nelson, Enos, they had an incredible season, this team. So they were being awarded for it.
I hope they land in our own backyard when we have the NCAA tournament starting up right here in Tampa Bay. That'd be fun to see them be able to end up in our region. But we'll get more to that as we get closer to the madness. But it's always madness way before March Madness when the NFL free agency period begins. The league year starts today at 4 o'clock. So most, if not all, of the signings you've heard about. And listen, sometimes they fall through every now and then. I saw a bizarre tweet about that yesterday we'll get to in a moment, even though some people have said leave it alone. A lot of moves that were made, most of the moves that were made over the last couple of days that you've heard about, they will all become official today at 4 o'clock when the league year actually begins. And there's been a lot of very, very busy teams. The Bucs not as busy. They obviously brought back their own Kate Otten, Kenneth Gainwell. They brought in the running back from Pittsburgh and Alex Anzalone, as we talked about yesterday, the linebacker from Detroit. Both good additions as well, but losing Mike Evans was the big story. They also ended up losing yesterday Logan Hall, who goes to one of the best, if not best, defenses in all of football in Houston. Great spot to be if you're a defensive lineman.
Definitely.
Playing for that Houston Texans defense. So a good move certainly for Logan Hall. And listen, he's not what a lot of people hoped he would be when the Bucs traded back into the second round and took him with the first pick in the second round. He has been was overall, I think, a disappointment for the Buccaneers. Had his best year a couple years ago and then was, I thought, solid last year, but never really turned into the player that they hoped he would be when they took him early on.
And it makes sense for him. Goes back home. A homecoming, went to University of Houston. So for him, he goes back to a familiar place for him.
Hey, speaking of going back to a familiar place, huh?
What?
The New York Jets have their quarterback.
My gosh, what a disaster. Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. And not only that, they traded for him. They didn't want to wait for Geno Smith to hit the free agency market, so they decided they're going to trade a 6th-round draft pick to bring in Geno Smith.
They said they can't risk that somebody's going to beat them to the punch and outbid them for Geno Smith, so they traded for him.
Which is hilarious because Geno, or anyone for that matter, for the Jets, is a bridge quarterback. You're not bringing Geno in to be your franchise quarterback.
You sure? He's the guy now.
He's absolutely not the guy.
The Jets got their guy.
Led the league in interceptions last year. He's not the guy. So you trade for him. Now, the majority of that big contract is going to be eaten, and the Jets aren't going to have to pay that.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was a bad day for Bucs fans yesterday. Every morning you wake up for Jets fans is a bad day.
Every morning of every month.
Because that's a serious retread going back to Geno Smith.
When I saw that, I almost died laughing.
And feeling the panic that, oh my, Geno might hit the free agency market. We're going to have to trade for him.
Where do they...
It's ridiculous.
So funny. Where do they pick in the upcoming NFL draft?
Number 2.
All right, so is there a guy you'd consider that high? Obviously,
they're going defense.
Mendoza's gone, so
they're not going quarterback.
There.
They're not going quarterback.
So you're Geno for the time being.
Yeah, they're stuck.
Wow.
Yeah, they're stuck with Geno.
They have 3 first-round picks next year, though, with a loaded quarterback class.
It's
a bridge. It's a bridge move for sure. Although, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't one of his last moments in New York getting punched in the face and getting his jaw broken?
Over $600 with his teammate.
That was like one of his last moments.
And then
right?
Ryan Fitzpatrick took over, and Fitzmagic ensued, and that was it for Geno. And then Ryan Fitzpatrick went on to do that for a lot of other teams, including the Bucs.
If you were a Jets fan, would you rather have Geno Smith or Ryan Fitzpatrick as your starting quarterbck next year?
How many?
And yes, I remember that Ryan Fitzpatrick's been on TV for about 5 years now.
I'd rather Fitzpatrick.
It'd be so much more fun.
How many quarterbacks has Ryan Fitzpatrick ruined their careers? Like Geno and it's their own fault. Think about it. Gino gets punched
Yeah,
in the
that's
face.
why I can't give him credit for any of it.
Gino gets punched in the face by a teammate and over $600, and he can't play the beginning of the season because of fractured jaw, whatever. Fitzpatrick takes over because of that. Success stays in there. Jameis Winston gets suspended the beginning of the season because of his own, whatever he was doing. And whatever Jameis
Nice
is up
way
to
to
those
put
days.
that.
I never remember what he did at the time.
Do you really not remember?
I think it was in the Uber.
It was.
That was in the
Yeah,
Uber.
it was the Uber.
We don't have to get into the details of it. But the Fitzpatrick goes in there and takes over and has all that success. Like, that's what Fitzpatrick does. If you're a draft, I mean, Gino wasn't a top quarterback. I think it was second round draft pick. But you're a quarterback that's drafted, and if you're on your rookie deal, you don't want Fitzpatrick in there.
Yeah, but you said it yourself. Like, they did it to themselves. Like, they got, like, those, whether it's Gino or Jameis or anybody else that Fitzpatrick has taken over for a limited time and caught the world on fire for 5 minutes, because he's done it, like, several times.
So think
but
about it.
It's been those quarterbacks' faults.
So Bucks fans, it could be worse. You could be Jets fans.
It could be a lot of teams. It could be the Arizona Cardinals fans, which has not been fun for a long time. They've spent a ton of money over the last couple of days, including bringing in Gardner Minshew, who maybe will be their next quarterback. Who knows? Also, Tyler Algier, a guy that we had talked about potentially being a good fit for the Buccaneers, goes to Arizona.
Gainwell or Algier? I think both are good options.
Yeah, I think they both bring different things to the table. I loved the idea of the big bruiser in Algier, but I also like you guys talked about how good of a receiver Gaineswell is out of the backfield, and that's something that I
He
think
gains well.
Yeah, and I think that's something that this team wants and out of that position. So he's probably a better a better fit for the Buccaneers and what they want to do. I still like Algier just a little bit better, but they're both good running backs.
For Lions fans, Montgomery out, Pacheco in. Gibbs, Pacheco.
Oh, you'd much rather have Montgomery. I think we know that.
They're just very different.
As far as Montgomery and Pacheco?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't know, why they couldn't seem to figure out how to keep him around, but obviously Montgomery wasn't sticking around.
He wanted out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, he knows he's good enough to be the lead back, right? I've struggled to say, like, bell cow. It doesn't really happen very often anymore, but he feels like he's good enough to be the lead back somewhere, and I think he is. And I kind of get that, but, man, I would have loved to have held on to him if I'm the Detroit Lions. Because, yeah, I like Pacheco a lot.
Good replacement. Like, I think it's solid replacement.
Not Montgomery good.
Right.
Not Montgomery good.